So what was your interest in Hamtramck and the immigrant community here?
Well, I think like, growing up, I kind of wanted to shy away from my culture and, even being Muslim, like really didn't want too much to do with it. And I think, like a lot of young immigrants, I just wanted to fit in just like everybody else. And so I think, that was something that, I kind of look back on and laugh about because now it's like I'm so connected to my culture and to my faith. And I think what the real kind of thing was that changed things for me was 9/11. When 9/11 happened, there was a lot of questions and there were a lot of issues in our community. And so I basically was forced to give myself a new education and forced, to, learn things about Islam and about kind of what was happening geopolitically in the region in the Middle East and what had happened in the Muslim world really in the last 100 years with colonialism and all that kind of thing. So I kind of experienced like a revival, and so that kind of brought me back into things. And I think later on as I got older and I just became more and more interested in the culture and the community. And I think Hamtramck kind of fell off my radar for a while. I think when I was a kid, it was the place where you would go to go get desi groceries, Indian, Pakistani, South Asian groceries, and or clothes if you needed clothes, so then it kind of fell off my radar for a while. Then I think when I moved back to Detroit, it kind of had this hipster vibe where like I started seeing like a lot of like young friends moving in there, and then I of course like really enjoyed eating in Hamtramck, and then it kind of turned into a little bit of an obsession. And I think in 2015, 2014, 2015, I started visiting Hamtramck a little bit more and spending time here, eating at the restaurants, and I had a few friends that lived here too. And then in 2016, when Donald Trump got elected president in the elections that year, I was spending time with a filmmaker friend of mine who was working on a story about that election that year, and I had worked on a couple of photography projects, and I had done a lot of photography in Hamtramck too, and so we had talked about collaborating together on a documentary film. So that's where that idea was born out of. But I think it was kind of a slow romance with Hamtramck,
Yeah.
that it was building up. It was like I was kind of dating Hamtramck for a little bit, we were hanging out, and then when the film started, and I just kind of completely fell in love, and I live here now.
Oh, awesome.
I wasn't sure if you knew that or not, but I live in Hamtramck now, and I think that move to Hamtramck was really born out of the experience of working on the film. I just really fell in love with the people and the community and the architecture and of course the food and
Yeah.
all the cool things that you have in town. And so